Her best friend openly disrespected me, and my wife defended her, saying, "That's just how she is." I said, "I understand." The next day, I accidentally revealed a secret to the friend's fiance. Now, Miss How She Is single. Mallory made it clear from day one that she thought my wife Cassandra could do better. She'd make comments at dinner parties about how Cassandra settled, gave up her wild side for domestic life. She'd joke about my salary, call my hobbies pathetic, and even comment on my appearance. At least he's tall. That's something. Every time I brought it up to Cassandra, that's just how Mallory is. She doesn't mean anything by it. Sweet. The woman who told me at our wedding reception, she gave our marriage 2 years tops, who tried convincing Cassandra to go on a girls' trip during our anniversary weekend, who constantly brought up Cassandra's ex, Bryce, the investment banker, who was apparently God's gift to women. The breaking point came at Mallory's engagement party. She'd found someone, Garrett, who owned a tech consulting firm. During her speech about settling for safety versus chasing passion, she looked at Cassandra. Some of us choose security and predictability, then glanced at me, and some of us wait for the real deal. Later, I overheard her telling friends, "At least Cass's husband is stable. Not everyone needs excitement and ambition. Some people are fine with missionary position and Netflix documentaries." Cassandra laughed. Actually laughed. I pulled Cassandra aside. That was completely out of line. "Oh, honey, that's just how Mallory is. She's had too much to drink. She was talking about our sex life. You're too sensitive." I said the only thing I could. I understand, but I'd noticed something interesting. When Mallory thought no one was looking, she was texting someone with a huge smile. Not unusual, except Garrett was right next to her. When he tried to see, she quickly hid her phone. When Mallory left her phone on the bar, the messages were right there from someone named Derek. "Can't wait for next Tuesday. Same hotel." The next day, Garrett added me on LinkedIn. Perfect timing. I messaged him. "Great party yesterday. Small world. I think I know Derek from Mallory's office. Tall guy. Works in accounting. He mentioned some big Tuesday deadline." Garrett responded, "Weird though. Mallory's company doesn't have a Derek in accounting." From what I understand, Garrett started asking questions. Turns out Derek was Mallory's personal trainer. Those Tuesday work meetings she'd been having for 8 months. Yeah, the engagement is off. Cassandra confronted me. "Did you tell Garrett about Derek?" I mentioned I thought I knew a Derek from her work when we were networking. That's all. "You destroyed her life. Her wedding is off." I mentioned a name. If that destroyed her life, maybe there were bigger issues. That stopped her cold. 2 days later, Mallory showed up. "You need to fix this. Call Garrett and tell him you lied." I didn't lie. What Garrett found was already there. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Derek and I were just friends. Friends who meet at hotels every Tuesday. You don't understand, Garrett was always working. Derek paid attention to me. "So you cheated." "It wasn't cheating. It was emotional support." Cassandra, who'd been silent, finally spoke. "Mal, you told me you were sleeping with him." Then Mallory said something that finally opened Cassandra's eyes. "Oh, please, like you haven't thought about it. At least I had the guts to go after what I wanted instead of settling for safe and boring." "Get out," Cassandra said quietly. Mallory couldn't leave without a parting shot. "Enjoy your boring little life. When you wake up at 40 and realize you wasted your youth on mediocrity, don't come crying to me." Through Garrett's legal proceedings, everything unraveled. Derek wasn't her only friend. She had a whole roster. Phone records showed coordinated meetups with multiple guys. Plus, she was nearly $60,000 in debt, living an Instagram lifestyle on credit cards, while planning to let Garrett pay it off after marriage. The woman who spent years calling me boring and mediocre was a broke serial cheater desperately trying to land a meal ticket. Last week, we saw her at a coffee shop sitting alone, looking stressed. She's working at her dad's accounting firm now. The irony of her taking a boring job isn't lost on me.